Vlogmas day 19. I have a cup of coffee. I've loaded up the mess in the kitchen into the dishwasher and got that running, so the kitchen looks a bit less disastrous. It's about 7:30 in the morning on a dark, rainy winter morning close to solstice. And my only source of light, apart from that stove light in the kitchen, are my fairy lights on the tree and on the fireplace and over there on the wall. Going to be doing a bunch of cleaning this morning because I have friends coming over this afternoon. There's the Zahira Beanie, which I actually finished last night. So I think it'll be time to put that jigsaw puzzle back in its box and rearrange the coffee table. Here's to a nice, cozy, friend-filled, crafty day. Well, a lot has happened since that early morning quiet time on the couch. 7:30 this morning, all was calm, all was dim, and it looked like it was going to be a great day. It's been a mixed day, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I spent most of the morning cleaning. I made a gingerbread cake, which was really good. And I vacuumed and I cleaned bathrooms and I watered plants. And while I was doing all this, getting ready for my friends visiting this afternoon, my husband was downstairs on his work computer, working from home, because he always does meetings with out-of-town people on Tuesdays. So he happened to be upstairs about mid-morning and he got a phone call. Now, the phone call is one we've been waiting for. Middle of last week, he had a biopsy on a lump in his throat. And so for about 5 or 6 days, we've been on tenterhooks waiting for the results. And unfortunately, it's cancer. And, when he first told me, we had a moment. I had a good blub. One of the kids was there at the time. We had a group hug. I guess it's the sort of thing that you kind of have to believe but don't believe all at the same time. So I have not been feeling much like making lots of film for the vlog today. I did get some film of the snacks and the activity we were doing with my friends this afternoon. I didn't cancel because I knew it would be good to have friends around me this afternoon. And we mixed birdseed with peanut butter and stuffed it into apple halves, scooped out apples. And we had lots of cakes and cookies and gave each other gifts, and it was really nice. So the next thing is my husband's got to go to couple of appointments on Thursday and Friday at which they will get him to fill out all sorts of questionnaires and talk to him about what's going to happen. And he'll have to then have an appointment to start with radiation. So, yeah, I can't believe this is happening. Of course, one is always in disbelief with this sort of news. I've had a couple of experiences of having loved ones with cancer where my best friend about 13 years ago died of inflammatory breast cancer, and that was awful. And my dad died of lung cancer in 2012, and that was awful. So obviously I'm really hoping that the treatment he gets successfully zaps this thing, because yeah, I can't imagine after this many years together, I cannot imagine losing him. Anyway, I won't talk any more about that because I'm starting to get a bit a bit emotional. So what did I have to talk about? So I gave the friends, there was some friends who didn't come today. They had changes in their plans, but the ones who did come did seem to like the presents I gave them. And I did get a bag of goodies from one lady. And this fabric is amazingly fun. This is a fat quarter of a light twill that came from spoon flour. And she said she couldn't decide what to make with it, so she just gave me the fabric so I could make what I wanted with it. Isn't it fun though? It looks like granny squares, and I just happened to be wearing my granny square sweater today, so it was just perfect. It's a nice weight. Possibilities. So there was a bar of chocolate in the bag and some double-sided tape, which every sewer needs sometimes. Oh, and some unicorn poop soap. And a little bottle of essential oil called Relax, which she probably didn't realize when she put this bag of gifts together for me. But I think I might need this quite a lot in the next few weeks. So what should we talk about next? Should we talk about a nice thing, or should we talk about another pain in the arse thing? Let's just tell you about the pain in the arse thing, and then we'll go on to the beanie. So my friends left, and sometimes when I have been entertaining and a crowd leaves the house, I need to have a little bit of decompression time. So a little bit of transition. So I was just like, oh, I just feel like I need to sit for a few minutes before I start making dinner. And even though I didn't really want to get up and start making this food, I thought, okay, I've got to get on with it. So I went downstairs to get some smoked paprika from the pantry downstairs, because the little jar in the kitchen had run out. And I noticed that the mat under my feet was wet down by the furnace, and I'm like, oh man, we've had flooded floors there a number of times over the years we've been in this house. We've been here since '95, and I just thought, where's the water coming from this time? So I looked under the mat, but it was dry, and I thought, that's strange, it's just the top of the mat that's wet. And then I realized it was dripping from the ceiling. So we had another of the copper pipes in the ceiling in the basement go. So then what happened is the biggest kid, he gets out, what do they call it? Reciprocating saw? I don't know if that's the, no, he got out some sort of motorized saw. Nothing to do with my level of, my field of expertise, right? So I have no idea what you call it. So he cuts a big chunk out of the ceiling to expose the pipes so we could actually see where the water was coming from. We turned the water off. I managed to make dinner without having any water in the kitchen. So I was using the filtered water out of the Berkey to wash the mushrooms and things like that. And so while I was attempting to make dinner, the oldest son was carving up the ceiling, the youngest son was bagging up the debris, and my husband was phoning plumbers. And I thought, really, today, you know, we really didn't need this today. Anyway, we managed to get hold of a plumber, and about an hour after we had discovered this leak, we had a guy show up to fix it. And yeah, that was $300. It would have been nice not to have to spend, but it's fixed now. This is an old house, and things like that seem to happen far too often for my liking. One day we're going to have to probably suck it up and fork out a lot of money for some major renovations. Oh well, it's fixed now. So I was at the point, yeah. So I guess even though I felt like I was handling the diagnosis well, that it was actually kind of draining my battery in the background. It's a bit like when you've got lots of apps running in the back of your phone. So you don't remember that you didn't close them, and then you realize you've got 25 apps running in the background, and that's why things are slowing down. And that's what I felt like by dinner time. But I guess that's understandable, right? So I have not done any crafting today, unless you count filling apples with birdseed and peanut butter. No, I don't think you can call that crafting. But I did finish the Zahira Beanie last night. I think it would look nice with a pom-pom on it. I haven't even tried it on, but it's not for me, and the colour probably is not my colour. But I'm going to put it on anyway, just to give it a go. It's got a bit of slouch to it, which is kind of nice. I don't have much hair these days. I don't really need a lot of room in a hat. I tend to wear things that are more close-fitting. I don't know if this colour suits me. No, I don't think so. It will suit somebody, though. And as I say, I do love the soft cables. I think if I made this again, and I might well do that, but after that last cable crossing, I think I would do a plain round before I started to decrease, because some of the decreases were right where I had just crossed cables, and I wasn't too happy with that. So just a reminder, the yarn is Lion Brand Heartland in the colour Capital Reef, and I used 66 grams of it for that. So I may have a little root around in the stash over here, because maybe buried under all that flannel and fleece, I might have some faux fur in a good colour to make a pom-pom for this. I might even have a ready-made pom-pom hiding away somewhere, but I'm not sure. So that's really it for today. My husband didn't seem to have any objection to me sharing the news with you. We've told our immediate family. We've told a lot of friends already. And, you know, there's going to be lots of visits to the hospital for him in the near future. And there might be days when I'm feeling a bit down, and that will probably be the reason why. So I'm not looking for advice or sympathy, but yeah, I just thought I'd keep you in the loop. I think that's going to be it for today. So I hope things are going better in your life. and that you managed to get some fun crafting done today. I just feel like going to bed early. Oh dear. So I'll say goodbye for now, and thanks for watching. Good night.